Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke
Bhaktiri Bhavati Nayastike
Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki
Ishvara Paramakrishna
Ishvara Parama Krishna
Sachidananda Vigraha
Satchidananda Vigraha
Adhiradir Govinda
Radhiradir Govinda
Sarvakarana Karanam
Sarvakarana Karanam
Naya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopakumaraya
Nandagopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Karavinde Napadhavindam
Karavinde Padaravindam
Mukaravinde Vinishyantam
Mukaravinde
Vinivishyantam
Vinivishyantam
Tasya Patra Kapute Shayanam
Atasya Patra Sapute
Sapute
Shayanam
Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami
Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we are going to chapter 8, right, today?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Chapter 8. Dhruva Maharaja leaves home for the forest. Wow. This is a beautiful Dhruva Maharaj. Okay? Yeah. Manu Prabhuji can read 5.
Hare Krishna. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 8. Dhruva Maharaj leaves the homes for the forest. Text by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Yeah.
Text 1. The great sage Maitreya said, the 4 great Kumara sages, headed by Sanaka, as well as Narada, Ribhu, Hamsa, Aruni, and Yati, all sons of Brahma, did not live at home, but became Urdhvareta or Naistika Brahmacharis, unadulterated celibates.
Yeah, so this is one of the things to remember, that when Krishna instructed Brahmaji to procreation takes place, right? So when all the different, from his mind 4 Kumaras take birth, from his goad, Narada Muni takes birth, etc., etc. And all Brahma's sons did not become householders. Some of became Naishtika Brahmacharis, means Naishtika means pure Brahmacharis. For example, 4 Kumaras, they never got married. You all know that, right? And also, 4 Kumaras chose to live always 5 years old. They never wanted to grow up. Then the question asks why? Because the 4 Kumaras said that if we become teenagers, we get a desire to get married, the desires develop, then we have to get married. When we get married, we entangle the family life. That's why they choose to remain always 5 years old boys. So that's what Prabhupada explaining here. All of them didn't become some of them Prajapatis. Their route is to procreate. Some of them became Brahmacharis. So that's what explaining here. Did not live, but became Urdhvareta or Naishtika Brahmacharis, unadulterated celibate. So it's not there like a means they're Naishtika Brahmacharis, they're purely strictly Brahmacharis. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Prabhuji.
Text number 2. Another son of Lord Brahma was irreligion, whose wife's name was Falsity. From their combination were born two demons named Damba, or bluffing, and Maya, or cheating. These two demons were taken by a demon named Nirti, who had no children. Text 3. Maitreya told Vidura, O great soul, from Damba and Maya were born greed and Nikriti, or cunning. From their combination came children named Krodha, anger, and Himsa, envy. And from their combination were born Kali and his sister Durukti, harsh speech.
Yeah, these are all like, our speech, envy, all these things. Like, yeah, that took birth. Okay.
Text number 4. O greatest of all good men, by the combination of Kali and harsh speech were born children named Mrityu, death, and Bhiti, fear. From the combination of Mrityu and Bhiti came children named Yatana, excessive pain, and Niraya, hell. Text number 5. My dear Vidura, I have summarily explained the causes of devastation. One who hears this description 3 times attains piety and washes the sinful contamination from his soul.
Okay, so my dear Vedara, I have summarily explained the causes of devastation. One who hears this description 3 times attains piety and washes the sinful contamination from. Means whatever we are hearing now, these things. Okay, that's nice. Okay, Mataji, Jaipal Prabhu did not join today, right? So,
Prabhuji.
Ravi Prabhu, we can read next part.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Yeah.
Text 6. Maitreya continued, O best of the Kuru dynasty, I shall now describe to you the descendants of Swayambhuva Manu, who was born of a part of a plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Here he said, oh, best of the Kuru dynasty. Whom he is addressing? Maitreya continued, oh, best of the
Vidura.
Yeah, Vidur Maharaj. Yeah. Now he's, yeah.
Text 7. Swayambhuva Manu had 2 sons by his wife, Satarupa, and the names of the sons were Uttanpada and Priyavrata. Because both of them were descendants of a plenary expansion of Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they were very competent to rule the universe, to maintain and protect the citizens.
Yeah. So here I think we read, right? This one, Swayambhuva Manu had 2 sons by his wife, Shatarupa, his wife, and the 2 sons were Uttanapada and Priyavarta. Both of them were descendants of the plenary expansion of Vasudeva, the Supreme Lord. They were very competent to rule the universe, to protect the citizens. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Text 8. King Uttanpada had 2 queens named Suniti and Surichi. And Surichi was much more dear to the king. Suniti, who had a son named Dhruva, was not his favorite. Text 9. Once upon a time, King Uttanpada was patting the son of Surichi, Uttama, placing him on his lap. Dhruva Maharaj was also trying to get on the king's lap, but the king did not very much welcome him.
So we had, yes, so once time King Uttanapada, right? Uttanapada was putting the son of Suruchi. He had 2 wives, Suniti and Suruchi. And Suruchi's son was sitting on the lap of, his name is Uttama. He was sitting on the lap of Dhruva Maharaj. Then also, Dhruva also wanted to sit on his lap, but he did not encourage that one. Yeah.
Understand. While the child, Dhruva Maharaj, was trying to get on the lap of his father, Surichi, his stepmother, became very envious of the child. And with great pride, she began to speak so as to be heard by the king himself.
This is She is not happy that when Dhruva Maharaj wanted to sit on the lap of Uttanapada. Okay, so what is this? Uttama. Uttama was sitting. Yeah. Okay, Mataji, want to read next 5?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everybody. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. So this is chapter 8, and now we're at text 11. Text 11, yes. So Queen Sarochi told Dwarva Maharaj, "My dear child, you do not deserve to sit on the throne or on the lap of the king. Surely you are also the son of the king, but because you did not take your birth from my womb, you are not qualified to sit on your father's lap."
This lesson very interesting and pay attention. So basically, this is one of the reasons Dhruva Maharaj does the meditation, severe penances, because his stepmother, because he had two wives, Suruchi and Sunati, and Suruchi's son, Uttama, he was sitting on the lap of his father, Uttanapada. And when Dhruva Maharaj wanted to sit, he is a son of Suniti. He wanted to sit on the lap of same time, and she did not, like her stepmother did not. Uttama's mother did not like it. And she said that, Dhruva, my dear child, you do not deserve to sit on the throne of the throne. See, she's already giving. Those children were very small. She's already making decision. You cannot sit on the throne also, royal throne, because usually the son sit, right? On the lap of the king. Surely you are also the son of the king, but because you did not take birth from my womb, you are not qualified to sit on your father's lap. This is a very discrimination. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. 12, text 12. My dear child, you are unaware that you were born not of my womb, but of another woman. Therefore, you should know that your attempt is doomed to failure. You are trying to fulfill a desire which is impossible to fulfill.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Text 13. If you at all desire to rise to the throne of the king, then you have to undergo severe austerities. First of all, you must satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, and then, when you are favored by Him, because of such worship, you shall have to take your next birth from my womb.
Wow. She is making a strong decision. But Uttanapada did not say anything when she said that. Father should say, no, no, he's also my son, let him sit. She should, this Suruchi is very partial. And she's giving a great warning. And he's only 5 years old boy. It's not even great, how mean she is. Yeah.
Text 14. The sage Maitreya continue, "My dear Vidura, as a snake, when struck by a stick, breathes very heavily. Dhruva Maharaja, having been struck by the strong words of his stepmother, began to breathe very heavily because of great anger. When he saw that his father was silent and did not protest, he immediately left the place, and went to his mother."
See? Such a sad situation.
Text 15. When Dhruva Maharaj reached his mother, his lips were trembling in anger, and he was crying very grievously. Queen Suniti immediately lifted her son into her lap,
Onto her
uh,
lap.
onto her lap, while the palace residents, who had heard all the harsh words of Suruchi, related everything in details. Thus, Suniti also became greatly aggrieved.
But poor woman, what she can do? See, king has a problem, right? He favored one queen. He did not favor other queen. Other queen's son happened to be a Dhruva Maharaj. Okay, so this situation was explained to Surichi, but she also became greatly aggrieved. She also became very sad. But they have no choice. What they can do? This king's fault. King could have immediately opposed when she said that. Okay. Yeah, this again, we say kings follow their Rajarshis, why they follow. This is like a fate that the boy's fate that determined by the providence of the will. That's how the situation is taking place. Okay. Yeah. Next six. Who is there? Sundaru Prabhuji, can you read next five, please?
Yes, sure, Prabhu. Text wise, given Guru Sesika Puridan Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
By the way, thanks for joining.
No, thank you. Prabhu. Yeah, I'm joining, but I'm listening every day. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Text 16. This incident was unbearable to Suniti's patience. She began to burn as if in a forest fire, and in her grief, she became just like a burnt leaf and so lamented. As she remembered the words of her co-wife, her bright lotus-like face filled with tears, and thus she spoke.
See, this poor woman, she has no power. Just bear it, whatever they say, because king favors the other wife. Yeah.
Text 17. She also was breathing very heavily, and she did not know the factual remedy for the painful situation. Not finding any remedy, she said to her son, "My dear son, don't wish for anything inauspicious for others. Anyone who inflicts pains upon others suffers himself from that pain."
Okay, this is the great lesson we all have to learn, right? Look at how nice she's not telling her son, okay, do this bad, that bad. She says, right? So a bit she also breathed heavily, and she did not know the factual remedy for the painful situation. She didn't know what to do at that point. Not finding any remedy, she said to her son, "My dear son, don't wish for anything inauspicious for others." This is we need to have a very, very great heart to behave this way in painful situation. We curse people, we scold people, we think bad about people, we think ill about people, right? But as I said, anything happens in our life, it's because of our bad karma only. Other person only becomes instrumental, right? It's the average of the providence of the will. So, I mean, easy to say, but we have to develop this kind of dependency on the Supreme Lord. She says that do not wish anything inauspicious for others. Anyone who inflicts, look at that, anyone who inflicts pain upon others suffers himself from that pain. Dear devotees, I always say that never ever give any trouble to anyone, never ever think ill of anyone. If you don't like it, get away from that place. But try to develop this mother, um, Suniti, giving this great lesson for all of us. You all agree with me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Such a great, glorious mother, great mother. Yeah, yeah. Keep Prabhuji, keep doing that. Next one.
Text 18. Suniti said, "My dear boy, whatever has been spoken by Surichi is so, because the king, your father, doesn't consider me his wife or even his maidservant. He feels ashamed to accept me. Therefore, it is a fact that you have taken birth from the womb of an unfortunate woman, and by being fed from her breast, you have grown up."
Keep doing next
Text 19. My dear boy, whatever has been spoken by Suruchi, your stepmother, although very harsh to hear, is factual. Therefore, if you desire at all to sit on the same throne as your stepbrother, Uttama, then give up your envious attitude and immediately try to execute the instructions of your stepmother. Without further delay, you must engage yourself in worshipping the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 20. Suniti continued, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so great that simply by worshipping his lotus feet, your great grandfather, Lord Brahma, acquired the necessary qualification to create this universe. Although he is unborn and is the chief of all living creatures, he is situated in that exalted post because of the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom even great yogis worship by controlling the mind and regulating the life air, prana.
Yeah. If somebody is not talking, please go on the mute. A lot of background noise coming. Yeah. So nice, Prabhuji. So beautiful. See, mother, she is encouraging him in the right way. She's not saying bad things about other women or stepmother, father, or, she could have said, why did your father did not say anything, he's not this, that. She's simply very nice mother. The mothers have to be that way. Okay, this providence of the will, whatever she said, execute it. It happens because of our misfortune, not somebody is telling. Something happens to our life, that is our karma. Only somebody else is acting as an instrumental only. So we have to bear it and have to think in the right way. Okay? So beautiful. Thank you, Prabhuji, for reading. Such a beautiful. Somebody was saying something? Okay. Vishaka Mataji wanted to take next five.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, go ahead.
Text by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Text 21. Suniti informed her son, your grandfather Swayambhu Manu executed great sacrifices with distribution of charity, and thereby with unflinching faith and devotion, he worshipped and satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By acting in that way, he achieved the great success in material happiness and afterwards achieved liberation, which is impossible to obtain by worshipping the demigods. Text 22. My dear boy, you also should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is very kind to his devotees. Persons seeking liberation from the cycle of birth and death always take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord in devotional service, becoming purified by executing your allotted occupation. Just situate the Supreme Personality of Godhead in your heart and without deviating from for a moment, engage always in his service.
So the beautiful instruction giving to son, right? Just take the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Always engage in the devotional service. It's a beautiful instruction by mother. Yeah.
Text 23. My dear Dhruva, as far as I am concerned, I do not find anyone who can mitigate your distress but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose eyes are like lotus petals. Many demigods, such as Lord Brahma, seek the pleasure of the goddess of fortune. But the goddess of fortune herself, with a lotus flower in her hand, is always ready to render service to the Supreme Lord. Text 24. The great sage Maitreya continued. The instruction of Dhruva Maharaja's mother, Suniti, was actually meant for fulfilling his desired objective. Therefore, after deliberate consideration and with intelligence and fixed determination, he left his father's house. Text 25. The great sage Narada overheard this news and understanding all the activities of Dhruva Maharaj, he was struck with wonder. He approached Dhruva and touching the boy's head with his all virtuous hands, he spoke as follows.
Look at that. Narada Muni comes into picture now. After this is mother Surichi's instructions were so fabulous, right? For a son, how she is instructing such a nice way. She could have told that, hey, this bad, that bad. No, it is your bad luck, your wish. You come with that, you have to face it, and ultimately they take the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna devotional service. It's a beautiful, beautiful mother.
It is Suniti, Prabhu, not Surichi. Suniti.
Yeah, sorry. Right. Okay. Yeah, it's my bad. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Rahul Joshi. Somebody wanted to read next 5. You're unmuted.
How wonderful are the powerful Kshatriyas! They cannot tolerate even a slight infringement upon prestige. Just imagine this boy is only a small child, yet harsh words from his stepmother proved unbearable to him.
So, we are reading Prabhuji, 26th.
Yeah.
Okay. So before you read, stay Prabhupada ki, the translation by Prabhupada ki jai.
Translation ki Prabhupada ki jai.
Okay. Can you read one more time, 26th?
How wonderful are the powerful Kshatriyas! They cannot tolerate even a slight infringement upon their prestige. Just imagine, this boy is only a small child, yet harsh word from his stepmother proved unbearable to him.
That is the quality of a Kshatriya, because he is the son of Uttanapada Kshatriya. And the Kshatriyas, that is what you call inherent quality, that they wanted to prove something. Yeah, definitely.
The great sage Narada told Dhruv, "My dear boy, you are only a little boy whose attachment is to sports and other frivolities. Why are you so affected by words insulting your honor?"
Yeah. But Madhavan is testing his what you call, how serious he is. Yeah.
My dear Dhruv, if you feel that your sense of honor has been insulted, you will have no cause for
You still have
dissatisfaction.
no.
You still have no cause for dissatisfaction. This kind of dissatisfaction is another feature of the illusionary energy. Every living entity is controlled by his previous action, and therefore there are different varieties of life for enjoying or suffering.
This word very famous here. Every living entity is controlled by his previous actions. That is very, very serious word. That means everything happens in our life is not just by chance or by fluke. Everything happens by our previous karmas and actions, maybe in this lifetime, previous lifetimes. That's why our situation. So Krishna puts us exactly the situation what we deserve. We cannot complain. We choose to be in that situation by karma, by actions in the previous actions. That's why we are in that situation. That's why nobody has to complain to anyone. We are responsible for our own situation, but ultimately we have to take the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Yeah.
The process of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by his supreme will.
Look at that. We can complain, why Krishna, why you put me in this situation? Why I don't have this, that? Krishna exactly puts us where we are supposed to be, based upon our last quota or previous actions. There is no question of complaining or that. We have to accept that the greatness is accepting that situation is greatness, not complaining. Oh God, why did you do this to me? Do that to me. God did not do anything. God doesn't interfere with our free will. The way you choose your free will to use it based on the results of that free will, we have been put into these situations. That we have to understand. God doesn't interfere at all. God is very fair to everyone. That's why he's telling we have to, you see, one who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable by supreme will. Okay, Prabhuji, next one.
Now you have decided to undertake the mystic process of meditation under the instruction of your mother, just to achieve the mercy of the Lord. But in my opinion, such austerities are not possible for any ordinary man. It is very difficult to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
He's testing that by how serious he is. He's giving how painful going to be the process. So he's just giving. In my opinion, such austerities are not possible for any ordinary man. Very difficult to satisfy Supreme Lord. Thank you, Prabhuji, for reading. Okay, anybody who did not read wants to read? Ravi Prabhu, Dan, Leena, Mataji, and Manu, Rahul, Sundar, Rupa, Bhiman, Prabhuji. Okay, I will read next 5, okay? Then we'll stop it. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. Text 31. Narada Muni continued, after trying this process for many, many births and remaining unattached to material contamination, placing themselves continually in trance and executing many types of austerities, many mystic yogis were unable to find the end of the path of God realization. Here, Narada Muni is giving a warning to that boy. Hey, you're only 5 years old. Do you think God realization is that easily? It's not. He's giving just some examples. After trying this process for many, many births and remaining unattached to material contamination, placing themselves continually in trance and continuing many types of austerities, many, many yogis were unable to find the end of this path to God realization. 32. For this reason, my dear boy, you should not endeavor for this. It will not be successful. It is better that you go home. When you are grown up, by the mercy of the Lord, you will get a chance for these mystic performances. At that time, you may execute this function. So Narada is fair enough to say that boy is 5 years old. Text 33. One should try to keep himself satisfied in any condition of life. This we are allowed to learn, devotees. We had all learned that one should try to keep himself satisfied in any condition of life, whether distress or happiness, which is offered by the Supreme Will. A person who endures in this way is able to cross over the darkness of nations very easily. So that's called Bhaktivinoda Thakur says accepting the will of the Lord. That is called Sharanagati. That is the ultimate Sharanagati of Krishna. 34. Every man should act like this. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate toward him. And when he meets someone equal to himself, he should make friendship with him. In this way, one is never affected by the threefold miseries of the material world. These are lessons for all of us. It's a beautiful way. If you see elders, if you see equal people, if you say less than, if somebody is less, whatever less in the sense, we should have compassion for them. Somebody is greater than us, respect for them. Somebody equal, we have to make a friendship with. So beautiful. 35. Dhruva Maharaj has said, this response from Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj said, my dear Lord Naradji, for a person whose heart is disturbed by material conditions of happiness and distress, whatever you have so kindly explained for attainment of peace of mind is certainly a very good instruction. But as far as I am concerned, I am covered by ignorance. And this kind of philosophy does not touch my heart. Boy is very strong response, right? He's telling, I am covered by ignorance. And this kind of philosophy does not touch my heart. Such a beautiful way. Okay, I'll stop here. Anybody would like to read 5 more?
Yeah, I can go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Prabhuji. Go ahead.
Yeah, see, bro, this is also denying, but very polite way, right? He's not saying you are wrong, this and that. He's saying Prahlad Dhruv Maharaj teaching us also how to deny somebody very respectfully, right?
Right.
Don't say, oh, you are doing this, don't do this. He's saying, you are perfect, but I am only the ignorance.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, text 36. My dear Lord, I am very impudent for not accepting your instructions, but this is not my fault. It is due to my having been born in a Kshatriya family. My stepmother Suruchi has pierced my heart with her harass words. Therefore, your valuable instructions does not stand in my heart.
Here is my dear friend, I am very prudent, impudent. Right? I'm not prudent. I'm not intelligent enough. He's admitting that. Yeah.
But he very humble way, though he's intelligent,
Yeah.
but how he is presenting himself
Right.
is the art.
Right. I'm impudent. He's saying I'm not prudent. He's impudent. Yeah.
Text 37. O learned Brahmanas, I want to occupy a position more exalted than any yet achieved within the three worlds of anyone.
By anyone, not above, by anyone.
What by anyone, even by my father and grandfather. If you will oblige, kindly advise me of an honest path to follow by which I can achieve the goal of my life. Text 38. My dear Lord, you are a worthy son of Lord Brahma, and you travel playing on your musical instrument, the veena for the welfare of the entire universe. You are like the sun, which rotates in the universe for the benefit of all living beings. Text 39. The sage Maitreya continued, the great personality Narad Muni, upon hearing the words of Guru Maharaj, became very compassionate toward him, and in order to show him his causeless mercy, he gave him the following expert advice. Should I stop here?
Yeah, next one. Yeah, 40.
Text 40. The great sage Narad told Dhruv Maharaj, the instruction given by your mother Suniti to follow the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is just suitable for you. You should therefore completely absorb yourself in the devotional service of the Lord.
Lord. So beautiful. Thank you. Okay, anybody else wants to read who did not read yet?
I
Okay.
think we are meeting time also.
Yeah,
24.
thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.